Hey, what's going on, summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today I'll be walking you guys through this week's weekly news update. There's a ton of different things to cover, especially with the season finally starting back up. Whether it's a look at a ton of new skins, item changes, crazy reworks, or even the smallest of changes overall, here at ProGuides, we've got you covered. Be sure to be subscribed and stay tuned until the end so you don't miss on any importance now and in the future. Nonetheless, let's hop right in. You know we can't start a weekly news update without covering the most important thing first. Diving into the new skins announced on the PBE, we've actually got quite a few. Thanks to the yearly Lunar Revel event, there will be 2 new set of skins following this theme. We've got our Firecracker series, which will give your champion a festival-like personality that includes explosive yet festive details. As of now, each of those Firecracker skins will be costing 1350 RP, and will most likely come out in the bundle, if you're looking to pick up all 5. We have Set, Teemo, Shinzao, Tristana, and Diana joining the Lunar Revel roster with this exclusive theme. Each of these skins will feature new models, textures, visual effects, sound effects, and recall animations. Don't worry, they'll also come out with a ton of chromas for you to choose from. Before we dive into the rest of our Lunar Revel skins, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com. You can go ahead and view our great catalog of challenger coaches that can personally create a walkthrough to your dream rank. You got a busy schedule? Well, we've got you covered. Our trained roster of coaches are here 24/7 to really help you reach your goal, whatever that may be. So what are you waiting for? Go check us out and make sure you get that Victoria skin this season. Regardless, let's get back into the video and dive right into the rest of the New Year's skins. Believe it or not, we're not even halfway done with our skins. Alongside the Firecracker line, there's also going to be a new Porcelain theme for the Lunar Revel event as well. These skins will feature blue and white colors with a few magical highlights along the way. They're sure to remind you of the beautiful cowl and tableware with all their intricate designs and seemingly fragile nature. That being said, the champions are quite fragile because they're broken, quite literally. Joining in the new skin line, there will be Ezreal, Amumu, Lissandra, Kindred, and Lux. Ezreal skin is going to be a legendary one, which will cost you 1820 RP. For that price point, don't worry. You'll be getting exclusive music during your dance, all new animations, and more. As for the rest of the Porcelain skins, they'll cost you 1350 RP each. All of the Porcelain skins will come with multiple chromas for you to choose from, so you can go ahead and pick whichever one best suits you. Last but certainly not least for our Porcelain skins, we've got a Prestige variant for Lux. Of course, another Lux skin, and another Ezreal skin. Oh my goodness. This one will feature glints of gold surrounding her with a whole new white and gold color theme to her abilities and outfit. Taking a step away from the Lunar Revel event, we also have more skins to talk about. First, let's get a few new chromas and another Prestige skin out the way. Brave Phoenix Zaya will be receiving a Prestige variant that will most likely be available through the new Prestige points. If you're a fan of the past Firecracker skins, don't worry, they'll be getting a new chroma as well. Oh yeah, there'll also be a whole new set of icons and ward skins for the Lunar Revel event, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled. Diving into the last few skins, we've got more additions to the Crystal Rose universe with Crystal Rose Janna and Udyr. Both of these skins will be for 1350 RP and will come with multiple chromas to choose from. In addition to this, we've also got 2 Withered Rose skins with Elise and a new champion Ahri. It's a great way to see Riot expanding these alternative skin universes by so much. Before we move away from the PBE, we're going to take a look at a few new massive changes that have been announced. We've got a pretty big Janna readjustment coming in the PBE this patch. Her Q is having its mana cost lowered along with its travel time, but its minimum and max range is also being increased. As for her W, it's gonna be having its range shifted. Its slow and movement speed buffed slightly, its damage nerfed, and its cooldown set to a flat 12 seconds at all ranks. Moving on to her E, its cooldown is being lowered slightly alongside with its shielding amount. It's also having its cooldown refund effect changed to instead provide Janna with 20% heal and shielding power whenever she impairs an enemy champion's movement. Finally, her ultimate is going to have its healing tick rate lowered, which is massive, as it will now heal at a better rate. However, its total healing remains untouched. For our final big PBE change, we're going to be having a change to Rengar's ultimate. Rengar mains around the world have been struggling to find a good place in the meta thanks to the new camouflage mechanic from the new dragon. This change will make it so whenever Rengar is camouflaged, he's going to be able to leap attack. With the new passive in place, Rengar should be able to do it a little bit better when the map shifts to camo, as he'll now be able to lurk in the shadows for any wandering marksman. It might work with Sena's E as well, so that might be crazy. You may have noticed that we said that the new champion has a confirmed skin earlier. Well, they're actually already being playtested on the PBE. While we won't be able to go in depth on them at the moment, we're going to have to say for certain that she's going to receive quite a few changes pretty soon. It's currently said that they'll be nerfing some of her damage numbers as she's been one-shotting inhibitors when building AP. If you'd like to learn more about Zarya and her first impressions, be sure to check out our video on her. Now before we continue on with the video, don't think for a second that we have forgotten about everybody's favorite ProGuides tradition. For our question of the day today, we want to ask you all, what champion do you really want to get an ASU? Personally, as much as I wish Janna would get one, I think that Ahri would need it more. Regardless, let us know your answers in the comments down below. Anyway, let's get back into the video and check out some stuff regarding the newly announced visual effects updates and ASUs. Pulling us back into the video, we've got a great update to Vayne's visual effects. This will make her ability seem more clear while also giving them a sleeker and newer feel. While not all Vayne skins will be affected by this, it's a nice change nonetheless that will make sure that base Vayne will always look nice. After a few edits, it seems like it's finally getting looked at for this next patch. To slightly go through with this update, let's take a look at her abilities and effect skins. Vayne's Q will give a more prominent indicator under her so you don't lose yourself as often. Alongside this, her invisibility will look fresher and more up to date. For Vayne's W, her silver bolt stacks look far more metallic and their proc effect is extremely prominent. While this doesn't necessarily improve gameplay in any way, it feels nice for Vayne's W to visually have power rather than just simply stacking 3 gray circles under the enemy. Moving on to her E, it will be significantly larger and have its own visual effect. This will also add more clarity to those playing against Vayne since her original Condemn would only be spotted by watching her character's animation. Last but certainly not least, we got her ultimate, which is having its basic attacks adjusted to better match the rest of the update. Overall, it's a solid update that will give Vayne players a great new visual appearance. Just keep in mind that this is only affecting older Vayne skins and, more importantly, her base skin. Similar to Vayne, Sona's also getting a visual effect update. However, Sona's are far more in-depth and tackle nearly all of her skins. In general, this update will provide visual clarity and personality to each of her abilities. It's undergone quite a few changes so far, but we're likely to see it released with the next patch. First, let's take a look at which skins are getting complete overhauls. Sona's base skin, arcade skin, and DJ skin are all getting completely changed, which means that they'll have better looking effects and animations. Some skins such as Muse, Gyukin, Odyssey, Sweetheart, and Pentakill 3 are all getting minor details, changes, and tweaks. Finally, we've got Psyop Sona, which isn't seeing any changes, and the original Pentakill Sona, which is only getting a new base. Overall, this visual effects will give Sona a nice visual upgrade to really match her mini rework from earlier last year. Not only will this update let Sona players feel more up to date with other champions, but it'll also give some visual clarity to those facing her. It seems that Riot is pumping out these visual effects updates, which is pretty exciting. We're sure that you all remember Caitlyn's infamous ASU from last year. You know, the one that caused a ton of drama because it removed Caitlyn's headshot cancels? Well, it seems that Riot has finally announced her next ASU target. At the end of the day, Riot gave Caitlyn back her headshot cancels and alongside it, gave her a blatantly better model and better animations. Plus, most of Caitlyn's best skins are now some of her cheapest. Unfortunately, that does mean that legendaries have fallen a little bit behind. Anyway, enough about Caitlyn. With Riot's new season announcement, they stated that Ahri is going to be their next target for an art sustainability update. Ahri being released in 2011 is an extremely old champion that has been fighting to keep up with the times. Her new skins and visual clarity updates have given her a chance at life, but at the end of the day, she still looks aged. Ahri's ASU is massive to tackle as she rocks a large list of 14 skins that would all need to be updated. However, Ahri is one of the league's most popular champions that can even be called the face of league at times. With her use of advertisement for things like Ruined King, it's not shocking to see that Riot is willing to put in a ton of time and effort for her update. It'll be nice to see how they make Ahri look better considering that she looks pretty decent already. Let's hope for a successful Ahri ASU, so that way we can look forward to more in the future. Before we continue on to the end of the video, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you that loves lists, talk pieces, and other things like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description. So what are you waiting for? Join up! Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and take a look at our final few important topics. Pulling us back into the video, we've got a pretty important thing to cover. Riot has finally released their poll for what champion they should update and rework after Udyr. Udyr has spent a ton of time in development and he seems like a massive success so far. That being said, we haven't seen more than multiple articles and clips yet. At the moment, you can log into your league client and vote for the champion that you'd like to win. The polls will be closing at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on January 19th. There are quite a few champions to pick from. Skarner's VGU would reimagine his theme and build an entirely new kit around his ultimate, which could lead to a far more interactive style and gameplay besides an awkward CC tank. Nocturne will be rebuilt to embody a living nightmare and spread terror across the rift. Similar to Skarner, they would keep his iconic ultimate and have his kit built around this horrific lore and assassination potential. As for Kog'Maw, he would evolve into an even better hyperscaling beast that would seem more void-like, which could really help his monster factor. Shyvana's VGU would focus on making her fit a dragon warrior far better, alongside giving her an actual dragon form with some usefulness. Finally, we've got Tryndamere, who would just have his kit and visuals modernized to better keep up with the current champion roster. With this, he'll also keep his split pushing and iconic dueling identity. Overall, there are a lot of cool choices to choose from, so make sure you make that before it expires. Last but certainly not least, we've got the 2022 thematic to vote for. Whichever thematic wins will get revamped and have more skins released throughout the year. You can vote for Arclight and increase its Divine Light and Justice themes. For Gothic, just don't vote for this one's horrible. Or Infernal, which would recreate the power held behind fire as an element so that way it can be explored for more champions. Similar to the Champions rework, you can vote for this in the client, so be sure you pick. And that sums up our video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to join our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't be able to catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, but don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.